in their garage. Well, today I'm still working on this stinking dash, but I wanted to talk about audio. That's right, sound. I like the look of a factory radio. I just think they look super cool, but one of the problems I had with the factory radio is there's no input at all for like a phone or iPod or anything like that, so you're stuck just listening to AM, FM, or having to put a CD in. They do make a kit to be able to convert your radio over to be able to play through. Now, it does have to be a specific 2003 up radio to be able to play through the CD changer. However, we'll go through that in the video. But I believe that the result of this is going to be super cool. So let's get going. Alright, I've been working on the wiring today, and you can see the difference between the two stereos. This is the newer style, and of course I'm going to have to get an adapter for the antenna. I think I have one though somewhere. Got to look for it. And this is the old style, this is the new style, and this has got the two plugs, which is the way my wiring harness is, right? And this is the newer style that has the 22 pin connector. So I got on Amazon and I ordered a adapter connector for this, and I'm waiting for that to come in, but rather than hacking the wires up, I went ahead and get plug adapters to see if we can make a harness for this rather than jacking it up. The ones with the round face are called an RBK radio. This one had a connector to do a CD changer, and that is really the beauty of why we're using this one over some of the other ones. One of the things that sadly didn't come with the Chrysler radios is an input for an MP3 or hook it up to your phone or anything like that. So I've purchased this kit with the appropriate cables that plug into the back of the radio straight up. No weird stuff about that. And the adapters, so you can plug in a MP3 player or anything else you want to play through the radio, and because it actually plays through your disc changer controls. Now you may be saying to yourself, that's the coolest thing since sliced bread, if I could plug in my phone to my radio and be able to play it through there. Well, that's true. The only thing that you need to have is the CD changer style plug in the back, and this is it right here. And it is a 10 pin, and it plugs in right there. And that's the cable adapter that goes with the Chrysler. All these parts will be on a link at the bottom of this video to my recommended products page, and you can see a link to every one of these that we're using on this video. But that just plugs in there. And the other telltale sign is when you look at your stereo, if it has a first button that says disc 1, then you can use this on it, because that means it was set up for a changer originally. Well, I'm hoping this is what we've been waiting for, to be able to finish the radio. Okay, let's open it up and see what we got. Okay, if I bought the right harnesses, right, this one's going to fit in here, and this is going to fit to the factory one. So let's take a look to see if they're the right plugs that I ordered. Alright, so that is the right one. I'll double check to make sure that the wires are all the same colors. They may be different, who knows. I've got the factory wiring diagram to see if indeed this is the right colored wires coming off the back of the radio. This is the wiring diagram for these, and I can take a look to see if it matches the pin numbers on the factory ones. And these are the two that plug into the factory wiring harness to go to the old style radio. So those are the right ones too. So we can go ahead and start doing our wiring and see how this thing works. He's spraying the yard next door, and I was kind of freaking out because it smelled like electric burning. So I'm sitting there going looking for something on fire, but it's the guy spraying, and it smells gross. Okay, for this demonstration I'm going to be using my little 12-volt battery, which is super cool. You can jump start a car. It comes with adapters for thing. If you go to my product page under tools, that's where this will be. I'll put a link to it in there also. But they're for about 50 bucks. These things are just rock star cool. And I've got it plugged in, and the radio looks like it's on, and I've got a speaker hooked up, antenna. Let's try it out.
Biggest offer in U.S. wireless history.
Yeah! Okay, so step one, the radio works. That's so cool. Alright. Now the wiring is completely different than, this is the factory wiring, and this is the wiring that comes with this adapter, and it's completely different. So don't throw your package away when you're doing these, any type of radio really. They'll give you their color code of what everything goes to, and this is for the one that goes to the truck. So I've got to match this one up with this one, so they're the same thing. Awesome. But now we're going to try hooking up our auxiliary input. Okay, so I've got this thing hooked up, and it says use pin 4 and 8 for a RBK radio, and we're going to go ahead and I've got it tied into my phone. I'm going to play the phone and see if we get anything coming out on disc 1, which means it thinks it's on a changer. I think it'll work on everyone, but we'll see.
Some junk. I've been working on the Jeep, but if you remember back at Thanksgiving, I told you I had to do a run on Thanksgiving morning.
Hey, super cool. Okay, I'm gonna play some music and see what it sounds like. Man, that sounds good. I got these two speakers hooked up. That's an old factory one, and that one is a one that came in an aftermarket. And I'm just listening to see the difference. The factory one's got a little bit more bass response, if that's, you know, possible for these. Okay, everything works on the radio just awesome. Now I'm going to do one more thing. So I got my audio jack plugged in here. Let's say I was driving down the road. And I've got to clean these cables up, but it works great. How cool is that? Okay, I still got to work on the connector on this thing, but I did buy some sound pods that were from a 2004 model, and I'm going to compare the sound between the two. This is a sound pod speaker, and this is the factory front dash speaker. And a little Stevie Ray Vaughan! So how super cool is that? We got the radio where it's working. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Now I'm going to have to do some cleaning up and some soldering of wires and figuring out where it goes where and tying the new to the old. But as far as the radio goes, that's super, super cool. Now I'll show you later the wires that I get soldered up and everything when it just gets plugged in. But for now, I'm just excited that the radio works, the CD changer part of it works. I can plug my phone into it or a iPod, whatever you want to do. And I can play it through the stereo, so awesome. And the sound pods actually sound really, really good. So awesome! That's my video for today. I'm going to keep on working on trying to get this dash put back together. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.